What's up? Super J is here as always, your number one WWE superfan and wrestling nerd extraordinaire. I'm here as always, bringing to you guys a Raw preview for tonight. The tonight edition of Monday Night Raw will be July 31st. I'm going to go over some of the matches that are scheduled to take place tonight and rumored. And then we're going to go over a few. First, I want to go over some cool stuff. Over the weekend, I apologize, guys. I wasn't able to get many videos out, but I did go to the WWE live event show in Detroit. You guys saw me right outside Joe Louis Arena with my nephew, Kid Wrestling. I was there. We got to see some big-time matches. Got to see Brock Lesnar defend his Universal Championship against Samoa Joe in a one-on-one match that was really great. I plan on doing that the next couple days. Also, we got to see a tag team title match between the New Day, also Breezango, and also the Usos in a triple threat tag team title match that I had thought was a lot of fun. And also Cena vs. Rusev ended up closing out the show, the last match ever at Joe Louis Arena in Detroit. And John Cena actually fought Rusev in a street fight, which ended out the show. It was really cool. And right after that, John Cena ended up talking about how it was the first pay-per-view that John Cena was ever at was in July 2002 at Joe Louis Arena, and that was the first time John Cena got saw on WWE pay-per-view, and that's when he actually lost. He beat Chris Jericho, and then Chris Jericho went into a giant tantrum, went, smashing chairs all over the ring post and going fucking crazy. It was pretty cool. But first of all, I just want to say about the live event in Detroit, I had such a great time. There was actually a WrestleCave fan that noticed me, and my nephew and I were sitting down in our seats, and then a kid by the name of Jaden actually said, "Oh my gosh," he's like, "Aren't you the host of the WrestleCave?" And I said, "Yes, I am. I'm Super J." And the kid just went into a great big smile. He was really happy to meet me. He started going on about some of the matches he's watched over, the year on the WrestleCave. And I just want to give a quick shout out to Raymond Martinez. But I want to give a shout out to the young fan that met me at Joe Louis Arena in Detroit. That was the first time somebody from the channel has actually saw me and met me in person, and it was pretty cool. His name was Jaden. He was there with his father in front of me, and he was a really nice guy. And I just want to say thank you, Jaden, for noticing me, and thank you for the awesome wrestling chat we had the whole night. How you doing, Jace? Everybody coming on here. Sorry if I haven't been on the last couple nights with the live talk show, but I'm going to be back on tonight after Monday Night Raw. You guys will be able to check me out here on YouTube on the WrestleCave, and you guys can go ahead and check out all the Raw results and reviews. Bullet Club, AJ Styles, thanks, buddy, for also coming on. First of all, I just want to go over the show in Detroit. It was such a great time. I ended up picking out my daughter a New Day Bootio's lunchbox, and I also got one too. And here it is right here, Bootio's lunchbox. They make sure you ain't booty. They got little pictures of the belts and all the little marshmallows and stuff like that. I thought that was pretty cool. And I got a little blue handle up top. I'm going to hang this up in the WrestleCave somewhere so you guys can check it out. And as always, when you buy any souvenirs at any of the WWE live shows, you guys are able to go ahead and get these cool clear bags that WWE hands out. Very nice of them. And they had a lot of cool other stuff. They had some new Cena shirts. A brand new Brock Lesnar last one at the Joe, which was in Red Wings colors, which was pretty cool. My nephew ended up getting a couple fidget spinners that they have at the live shows where you can buy those now. And they're decked out in the colors of your favorite superstar, and then have their logo on there as well. And then my nephew also got a pretty cool John Cena t-shirt, the one he's wearing now, that's all decked out in orange. And it was just a lot of fun. It was a house show, and as you know, when you go to these house shows now, you're able to see, like a half a stage. They have lights set up so that way you can have a good time, just like on TV. The stage is just not as big as SmackDown Live or Raw or any of the pay-per-views. But nonetheless, it was a great time. When I was younger, as a kid going to house shows, all they had was a curtain, and they never had any lights or anything like that, so this was very cool. I went to a WWE house show, a Raw one, 2 years ago, and had a lot of fun. But I had a lot of fun Saturday night at Joe Louis Arena. SmackDown Live superstars were there, plus Brock and Samoa Joe. They started out the night in Detroit with AJ Styles with a vignette, and he ended up fighting Kevin Owens in a one-on-one match for the United States Championship. It was a lot of fun. AJ Styles ended up winning that match with a phenomenal forearm. It was a great way to start out the night. Kevin Owens was, getting big-time heat from all the fans there in Detroit. Kevin Owens, when you see him live and he has more time on TV, when he's not on TV to interact with the fans. He really does that. He really went all out, and I thought it was an awesome match between AJ Styles and Kevin Owens to start out the show. Big time ovation for AJ Styles. After that, we ended up getting a tag team match, which was Ty Dillinger and also Eric Rowan teaming up against, or I'm sorry, trying to remember who exactly it was. It was Ty Dillinger, and I think it was the Artist was involved in that tag match. Ty Dillinger ended up winning that tag team matchup. After that, we ended up getting a women's six-man tag, or a tag team match. It had Natalya. It also had Charlotte. Naomi was out there. It was a lot of fun. Naomi and her team won that as well. When you go to the house shows, a lot of the good guys win unless there's champions. The WWE likes to keep those titles on the title holders. We also got another tag team match later in the evening, which was the modern-day Maharaja, Jinder Mahal, teaming up with Dolph Ziggler, which I thought was an odd pairing, but nonetheless, they ended up fighting Randy Orton, and they also ended up fighting Shinsuke Nakamura. That was pretty cool to see Randy Orton and Shinsuke team up. It was a fun match. Jinder Mahal just getting so much heat from all the WWE fans. No one can stand him. You know, he's got a really cool entrance. I like the lights that they do with him, but I'm not a fan of his wrestling in-ring style, so was not happy with Jinder Mahal there in Detroit. The Singh brothers came out along with Jinder. The Singh brothers one of them had a neck brace on, the other one had an arm sling, and Randy Orton proceeded to kick their ass again as well in Detroit. That was a lot of fun. Shinsuke Nakamura ended up hitting Jinder Mahal with the Kinshasa right in the middle of the ring. That was pretty cool. Kinshasa on Jinder. Jinder got knocked out of the ring. And after that, Dolph Ziggler ran right in the ring and ran right into one of the best RKOs from Randy Orton I had ever seen. You know, Dolph Ziggler was airborne, and Randy got him in that RKO ever so nicely. Took him down to that mat. RKO 1, 2, 3. Randy Orton and Shinsuke ended up getting that victory. Also, we got to see Samoa Joe fight Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship in what may have been the most physical match of the night. These guys kicked each other's ass. It wasn't no squash match where you just see Brock Lesnar out, you know, on TV for 2 minutes, 3 minutes. This was a good matchup, which was almost as good as the Great Balls of Fire pay-per-view that Raw had to start July. But Samoa Joe in person fighting Brock Lesnar. Samoa Joe took it to Brock, got him in that coquina clutch, choking him out a couple times. Brock ended up getting a few German suplexes, a few belly-to-bellies, and then Brock hit Samoa Joe with the F5. It was great. Paul Heyman was even there, holding on to that Universal Championship outside the ring. Paul Heyman was going crazy as Samoa Joe was kicking Brock's ass. I had a lot of fun. That was about midway through the night. We also had an intermission after that. Then we ended up getting the New Day fighting the Usos and then fighting Breezango in what was a really cool triple threat tag team title match. I'm a big fan of the New Day, and to see the Usos in there wrestling in the ring was awesome. Breezango was actually there. It wasn't the longest match. You got to see all the guys inside the ring. New Day ended up getting the win with a big ending as Kofi and Big E retained the tag team titles. After the match, Big E was laid out on the turnbuckle, guys. Like right here, legs out, and he had his face on the turnbuckle with the tag team title belt laid out, and Big E was kissing on the belt and making out with it. It was hilarious. Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston were in the ring. They're like, what the hell are you doing, dude? And Big E was like, my bad, my bad. He's like, I can't help it. I love these belts. I love them. It was great. After that, the main event ended up being John Cena against Rusev. Shout out to the Family Squad. Thanks, everybody, for coming on. I'm sorry if I haven't been able to get to your shout-outs yet. The main event of the evening, what ended up closing the show, was Cena and Rusev. And Cena and Rusev ended up having a great street fight. It wasn't announced that it was a street fight until it began, but Cena and Rusev were fighting all the way up to the stage and between the ring. They were all over the place. John Cena actually got suplexed on a guardrail that was actually, you know, laid up against the ring, and it was metal, and John Cena was not moving for a couple minutes after. We thought there was some injury going on. John Cena ended up fighting his way back. Rusev was beating Cena with chairs, with steel steps. It was a lot of fun. Thanks, Kobe, for liking my videos. I come to you guys all the time with this wrestling talk, and as always, check out the awesome action figure matches. Just did one in particular that I'm looking forward to hopefully happening at SummerSlam. I did Shinsuke Nakamura versus John Cena versus Jinder Mahal. Triple threat match for the WWE Championship that's being rumored for SummerSlam. Did that yesterday here on the Wrestle Cave. also did a pretty cool match that you guys might like. Did Kevin Owens and Shane McMahon in a street fight, falls count anywhere match. The winner of that gets to go ahead and, I'm sorry. You'll find out the winner in that match, but those two men, Kevin Owens, Shane McMahon, rumored to be fighting at SummerSlam from the SmackDown Live brand. So, did a couple matches here in the last couple days. Check out the library of over 500 videos, 500 matches, a lot of reviews, a lot of previews too for Raw, SmackDown's pay-per-views. Shout out to Savage Boy. Rock versus Nakamura. That sounds like a great match, Jace. I might do that. I'm thinking about doing The Rock and Roman Reigns in some type of tag team match. I'm thinking about doing that. And then eventually having them fight one-on-one here in the arena. But after that, just like I said, a really fun show to be there live. SmackDown Live obviously didn't, don't have as much talent as Monday Night Raw, but WWE moved Brock Lesnar and Samoa Joe over to the last show in the Joe in Detroit, and they put on a hell of a Universal Championship match. A lot of superstars were there, had a great time. Like I said, I met a very special fan that was very nice, and first time I had ever met a fan of the WrestleCade before, and he had noticed me, and he was just really nice. Shout out to Jace Bell. He's almost at 50 subscribers. Any of you guys that are commenting, if you're not commenting and you're watching the video, you can go ahead and check down the live comments, live chat, and you guys can check out, you guys can put on there your channel that you have, or you can talk amongst others, and some pretty cool stuff. Nakamura versus Ziggler. I actually did that match a couple months ago when Nakamura fought Ziggler for the first time. Shout out to Colby Little Lizard. Also, after the show ended here in Detroit, it was so awesome. I was so excited to find out that they're live in Detroit. The next event that WWE is bringing back to Detroit is going to be at the new Little Caesars Arena, and it's going to be WWE Hell in a Cell, a SmackDown Live pay-per-view, October 8th in Detroit. WWE, dude, shout out to you. And I was so excited about the WWE Hell in a Cell coming to Detroit. My nephew and I ended up getting tickets right after, so we ended up getting first dibs on the tickets. Anybody that's there live at these events, when they announce that when the WWE is coming back, usually if you're there live for that event, you usually get first dibs on the next event tickets before they go on Ticketmaster. So that was pretty cool. There's also a pre-sale code for anybody online. It's called PRE, P-R-E in capital letters, and then space, and then WWE. So that's pretty awesome. WWE, dude, please try to let me know what's going on after Raw tonight. Try to come on during the live show if you can. That's pretty awesome. We got somebody going to Raw tonight. As you know, there's a big-time Monday Night Raw night coming, and we're going to talk about that here in a few minutes. We've done Undertaker vs. Sting here in the WrestleCade. I've done several matches of those. Cage matches, one-on-one matches, some pretty cool dream matches. Lesnar vs. Nakamura sounds a lot of fun. Gecko Plays 95 is going to WrestleMania 34. That is awesome. Hopefully, my health will be right, and I'll be able to go to WrestleMania 34. It's the biggest event of the year. It's like, the World Series, the Super Bowl, rock concert, the 4th of July, all mixed in one. It's such a great time. It's always my favorite day of the year, whether I'm there live or I'm at home watching with my family on the big screen. Regardless, it's the biggest day of the year for me, and I have a great time. And I'm like a little kid all over again when WrestleMania comes. But, again, like I said, WWE Hell in a Cell, the next SmackDown Live pay-per-view, is going to be on October 8th. It's going to feature SmackDown Live superstars there in Detroit. And I've never seen a Hell in a Cell live in person, so I'm really excited to see how big the structure is going to be and how big it is, and what kind of matches they're going to have involved. It's going to be the first event ever at the new Little Caesars Arena, where the Red Wings of hockey in Detroit and also the Detroit Pistons are going to be playing. Detroit Pistons are the basketball team. But so excited for that. WWE Hell in a Cell coming up in 9 or 10 weeks. Me and Kid Wrestling are going to be there. So check us out. I'm going to have more information. You guys will be able to come and meet me there live. Maybe at Hockey Town, a restaurant right around the block from Little Caesars. And you guys can go ahead and say hi if you're coming to the event. But let's talk about this Monday Night Raw tonight, guys. As you know, Monday Night Raw has been turning up the heat these last few months. They've got a lot of good storylines going on. As you know, Finn Balor and Bray Wyatt are on a collision course at SummerSlam. Finn Balor has said that if Bray Wyatt wants to play games, Finn Balor can too. So Finn Balor apparently is going to bring the demon paint out here soon, maybe possibly at SummerSlam, and obviously that's long overdue for the WWE to let Balor use that demon, face paint and demon paint gimmick. That's something that I like to see Finn Balor, and I really am not sure why they've waited 4 months since he's returned to give it to us. So regardless, at SummerSlam when Finn Balor comes out all decked out in the demon paint, we're all going to be very excited for that. You probably expect Bray Wyatt to take a loss there against the Demon King Finn Balor. Also tonight we've got a pretty cool triple threat match to look forward to tonight. We've got Samoa Joe fighting Braun Strowman versus Roman Reigns. So we've got a triple threat match with all 3 guys that are going to be fighting against Brock Lesnar for Lesnar's Universal Championship at SummerSlam. It's going to be a barn burner tonight, guys. These guys are going to kick their ass. I expect to have a physical match here tonight on Raw. Hopefully none of those 3 guys get injured tonight on the way to SummerSlam. Braun Strowman, as you know, he's been injured several times, but he is a madman. He's the mountain of a man. He kicks ass. I hope he gets that win tonight. But I expect Samoa Joe to maybe come out with the victory tonight, because I expect Braun Strowman to win at SummerSlam. So maybe the WWE will want to make Samoa Joe look, unstoppable tonight. And then Roman Reigns is also in there as well. Please, you guys, leave in the comments below who you think is going to win that matchup at SummerSlam, the Fatal 4-Way, one of the biggest ever in the history of the WWE. It's going to be amazing. As I already said, Braun Strowman is my pick to come out with the Universal Championship. And I see Brock Lesnar, taking some time off after August or September, taking a few months off before the Royal Rumble, and he gets ready for WrestleMania. As you guys know, Brock Lesnar is not under contract past WrestleMania 34. I've said it here before. There are rumors about Brock Lesnar possibly returning to the UFC for another fight or two in the next year. As you know, he fought last summer, in the summer of July 2016, and ended up fighting in the UFC. He ended up fighting in the WWE just a month later at SummerSlam. So that's something to keep your eye on and see if Brock Lesnar is going to continue to work these extra dates for WWE as he's been doing for Vince McMahon, or is Brock Lesnar going to go back to UFC for a couple fights? That's something that we have to all keep our eye on, but we're going to go ahead and continue with this review. The Hardy Boys are a team that looks like they're going to be broken up at some point here. Matt Hardy could possibly go broken. And you also have Jeff Hardy, who's been donning that face paint at the house shows as of late. And curious to see if the Hardy Boys are going to get broken up here later in the next month of August. Going into SummerSlam, the top guys, the Revival, Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder, they are, a great in-ring tag team. They've been working with each other for years. They've had the Hardys number. They ended up getting a win over the Hardys a couple weeks ago. And the Hardy Boys have been on a losing streak now for a couple months. And what better way to have them break up than to go on a losing streak and then for them to blame one another and then eventually break up? You could have Matt Hardy on Raw, Jeff Hardy on SmackDown, or you could do vice versa. You could have Jeff Hardy on Raw, Matt Hardy on SmackDown. You could have 2 brand new single stars to the WWE. You break up that tag team. It's something I'm looking forward to. WWE dude, it's his birthday. Please leave that comment again. Once this video is uploaded, leave the comment below it, and I will go ahead and do the match since it's your birthday. I try to get to some of the requests that some of you guys request of certain matches and certain things that you'd like to see. I like to have a lot of fun doing these action figure matches. I'm a big WWE super fan, and I know you guys are too. That's why you guys are watching, and that's why you guys have subscribed. So I thank you all for being a part of the Wrestle Cave. We got some more storylines tonight. As you know, Alexa Bliss is fighting Bayley at the SummerSlam pay-per-view. That's going to be a good match. I'm curious to see what they're going to do with Sasha Banks. Curious to see. As you know, Asuka has been in NXT for a year and a half, and she's been the NXT Women's Champion for a year and a half now. Has not lost the match. She's still undefeated. She's going to be coming up to Raw or SmackDown right after SummerSlam, you would expect. And I would expect for Asuka to possibly go to Monday Night Raw, because over on SmackDown, I feel like SmackDown is doing fine with their women's division, but Monday Night Raw certainly needs a kick in the ass. And a Sasha Banks Asuka match or a Alexa Bliss Asuka would be a great, way to bring her, Asuka up to the main roster. But we'll go ahead and continue to talk about some of the WWE superstars on Raw. As you know, The Miz is the Intercontinental Champion. It was rumored a few weeks ago that Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins were going to fight The Miz in a triple threat match for the IC title at SummerSlam, but that rumor has apparently been changed. Apparently now Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose are going to be fighting Sheamus and Cesaro for the tag team titles of Monday Night Raw at SummerSlam. So we're curious to see what exactly is going to happen with The Miz. As you guys know, I put on here that it's rumored that now Jason Jordan will be fighting The Miz at SummerSlam for the Intercontinental title. And tonight, Jason Jordan is going to be the guest on Miz TV on Monday Night Raw. So expect something to happen with Jason Jordan, The Miz, and also the Miz Taraj, Bo Dallas, and Curtis Axel. Expect for The Miz and the Miz Taraj to get some type of attack in on Jason Jordan. Hopefully, Kurt Angle will come out and take up for his son and possibly go ahead and make this matchup at SummerSlam a reality for the IC title between Jason Jordan and also The Miz. So, The Miz, obviously one of the best heels in the WWE ever since he brought his wife back to the WWE a year and a half ago after WrestleMania 32. You know, The Miz has been on fire. He's held a championship for most of the last year. He's just been on fire with the Intercontinental title when he was on SmackDown Live, now being on Monday Night Raw. He just puts over a lot of guys, and what better way to use The Miz than to put over one of the best new young wrestlers out there in Jason Jordan. Now, you also have another young wrestler that they're trying to push right now. This guy is a bad guy in Big Cass. And as you know, Big Cass has been beating the hell out of Enzo Amore over the last few weeks, ever since Big Cass broke up the tag team of Enzo and Cass. And now it appears that the Big Show has been taking up for Big Cass for weeks now. You would expect that Enzo Amore and Enzo Amore and the Big Show to become a tag team and possibly go after the tag team championships in the fall. What better way to use the Big Show on his way to his last WrestleMania, which is WrestleMania 34? You could put Enzo Amore, the great talker, very funny, personality. You go ahead, pair him with the 7'2" Big Show, 500-pounder, and you got tag team champions written all over it. But Big Cass, they have him coming out as a single star now, and it just really isn't clicking with me and the other WWE fans. Obviously, Big Cass has a lot of potential as a big-time star in the WWE, but over the last few weeks, they just had him kick Big Show's ass and kick Enzo Amore's ass, and that's all we get. The Big Show, is rumored to be fighting Big Cass at SummerSlam. That's not a match that I want to see, but I sure do want to see Big Cass as a single star. I think Big Cass needs to get moved over to SmackDown Live, and that will, do a lot of things for him. Carmella is also on the SmackDown Live brand. Carmella and Big Cass have been dating now for a couple years, since both being together in NXT when Carmella managed Enzo and Big Cass. Now Carmella having a big singles career, possibly become champion on SmackDown Live. I think it's time to move Big Cass over to SmackDown Live and make him a big-time part of that brand. As you know, it's a land of opportunity over there. There's a lot of big-time talent that are already established on Monday Night Raw, and it's hard for some of these young guys to make their way up the ladder in WWE, especially on Monday Night Raw, because it's just stacked with all these, mid-level and main event guys. So I've also heard that there's rumors online that there's going to be a superstar shakeup coming up in the fall. How you doing, Rosario? Thanks for coming on. And it's curious to see what guys are going to change brands from Raw to SmackDown or vice versa. You can certainly expect some guys coming up from NXT and gals like Asuka, maybe another tag team coming up into Authors of Pain or Sanity, and then my man, Bobby Roode, the glorious one, can make his way up to the WWE roster and change the WWE forever. So, also, I just saw a possibility of maybe the WWE selling the company to another, a big-time company, brand. That's something that Vince McMahon has never said that he would not do. I remember seeing an interview with in the last year or so, and Vince McMahon, after the UFC was actually bought, when a couple guys bought the UFC, and what I had seen was that Vince McMahon got asked, would he ever sell the WWE? And Vince McMahon replied, if the right offer, were to come. So, something that I'm not looking forward to. Also, the big TV contracts are coming up in WWE for Raw and SmackDown on the USA Network. And some are stating that with the low ratings of Raw and SmackDown, it's possible that USA might not want to pick the Raw and SmackDown back up and continue it on as a show. So that's something we all have to look forward to, guys. We're all WWE fans, and it's my happy place, and I know it is yours too. It's somewhere you can go wherever what's going on in your life, whatever's troubling you. You have professional wrestling and the WWE to help get you through it, and you can go ahead and you can have a good time and get away from everything that goes on in life. But as always, thanks for everybody for watching and commenting below. Watch me later. I'm going to be on after Monday Night Raw, bringing you guys the July 31st edition 2017 of the Raw review here on the Wrestle Cave. So check back later after Monday Night Raw. Also, hopefully a couple matches are going to be on later today as long as my health is permitting. So I'll see you guys later. As always, like, comment, subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And if you guys have, thank you very much. Leave your comments below. I try to get back with you guys. Share with your friends. I'll see you guys later. Thanks again, Jaden, for talking to me and noticing me there live at Joe Louis Arena in Detroit. And again, thanks everybody for watching. Peace.